remains of 7 or 8 children have been found, freshly dismembered, mutilated and rearranged.
Find whoever is responsible. When you do, inform me.
I won't let you down, sir. The subjects ever move?
No, Mr. Mullett, they're dead.
Our supplies the subjects around here.
What did you say?
You heard.
What's in there?
The fortune of war. That's where they keep their bodies. A porter wheeled one over to the hospital around midnight on a meat trolley.
Alice disappeared 10 days ago.
The butcher's daughter.
I want to speak with her.
You'll speak to me first.
That dress, where did you get it? I'm looking for this girl, Alice. She had one just like it. Oh, you might have seen her.
No.
Like her. A little girl lost. Like Alice.
Leave that. You'll be late. Go on. Wear your coat.
Yes, Mum.
Closer, John.
You'll take tea?
Yes, thank you. Who is like her?
My lost child.
When was she lost?
As you see, Mr. Blake has been taken gravely ill.
Oh, many, many years ago, when she first came to me in a dream. Why,
I'm looking for a girl named Alice. I thought, I know it's strange, but I thought she might be one and the same.
Why would you think that?
They are one.
Alice and Leica are the same.
All the lost children.
Tell me where to find her then.
She is not real.
To find her, you have to know the truth of the beast.
What beast?
The beast with the face of a man.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I think perhaps you should leave.
My apologies. I can see I was mistaken in coming here. Please send a bill to me at Bow Street Magistrates Court.
What do you reckon?
13, maybe?
Never.
Pike's crew got 20 for a small up at guys.
That was last year. Lucky to get 10 now.
Keep it down.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You ain't got no business marching me for...
I'm an officer of the law.
I ain't done nothing wrong.
Tell them. Nothing wrong.
A dead body ain't property. And taking one ain't theft.
Forgive me. This is theft.
I didn't know that was there. But you did.
That silver spoon means transportation, or maybe the drop. Or I could just let these good folks string you up, as you deserve.
What do you want from me?
What do you know about the Anatomy Act?
It's costing me my livelihood.
Then what would you do to stop it? Murder?
Murder? I'm a businessman. Yeah. Have a look for yourself. Incomings, outgoings, it's all there. Honest labour.
You call stealing Board and lodgings for two, please, Mr. Forrester. Your best rates.
I dare say Sir Robert can afford it. So, will that be all you need from us?
I'm afraid not.
We'll be at your disposal then.
Obliged. You've come about the teapot.
Sadly not. Mr. Blake passed away last night.
Oh, sorry to hear it.
He said to be sure you received this. His latest work. He did not live to see it published.
Sure he meant it for me.
I am unlikely to have misheard.
Strange.
It is as much a surprise to me, I can assure you. Should you find no use for it, I would be glad to take it from you.
All right.
May I take the liberty of giving you my address?
Thank you.
You look lovely. Now, sling your rock.
You were expecting distinguished company.
Please forgive my intrusion. I took the liberty of asking for you at Bow Street, and they gave me your address.
Not at all. How may I help?
This must sound presumptuous, but it's I who wish to help you.
In what way?
Firstly, by apologizing. When we met the other day, I spoke slightingly of your conscience.
Oh, I can assure you, my lady.
Please, Mr. Marlett, I sense you are an honest man who seeks to do God's work. That's why I have come, because I believe you are in peril.
Peril?
To your soul. You know what Sir Robert's legislation entails?
It aims to put the body snatchers out of business by assigning the unclaimed bodies of the poor to the anatomy schools.
A punishment formerly reserved for murderers. Denying them their last hope of redemption on Judgment Day. No holy burial, no body intact.
Or resurrection.
See, if we deny Christ to the poor, Mr. Marlett, don't we also deny him to ourselves? And that's what's at stake here. Not merely the future of medicine, but the prospect of a world without God.
The surgeons would argue that the act is to the benefit of us all.
Isn't that what they always say, Mr. Marlett? When it's the wealthy who are to profit. This act seeks not only to supplant the body snatchers, It will also outlaw all forms of medicine not licensed directly by the surgeons, benign, philanthropic practice such as Lord Harvey's.
Your husband is a doctor.
Lord Harvey is my brother. Yes, a physician, but as different from the surgeons as night from day. A healer, not a butcher. He runs a charitable hospital east of London where the poor are treated with the love and respect we all deserve. This is what your employer has not told you. Well, ask Sir William Chester if you doubt me.
I don't doubt you, my lady. And I appreciate you coming here, but please, you must understand that Sir Robert is my employer, as you say, and you and I, strangers to each other.
Odd as it may seem, Mr. Marlett, I don't feel you to be a stranger. I've taken up enough of your time. Please consider my words. I realize you may feel compromised by them. They're meant honorably. Good day to you.
You're not a very good tailor, are you?
Look, I've got my orders.
Well, it won't help you much if you want me useful.
You go about your business, I'll go about mine.
Suit yourself. I'm fetching my boy from his nurse. You're welcome to walk with me.
I thought you said we were going to see your nurse.
Her lodging's upstairs.
Tom, Bill. Porter. Thank you.
And another one for my friend, Mr.
Nightingale.
Nance in her room?
Upstairs.
All right, we'll sink these on the way. This is the best pint in Clare Market.
Where is he? Here's the book you asked for, sir.
Collier's Bank, the Strand. That's where Prissy keeps his savings. Take this to the manager there, impounding them. Then stay here till I tell you otherwise.
Sir.
Last time, they did an operation on his son, and it was
Not merely the future of medicine, but the prospect of a world without God.
The subjects never move.
No, Mr. Marlett, they're dead.
looking for Sir William?
He's gone to Oxford on business. I'm in charge in his absence. Who are you?
John Marlett, from Bow Street.
And your business with Sir William?
I need to speak to him about a private matter we've been discussing with the Home Secretary. When does he return?
Well, I've no idea. Mr. Perkis, would you come in here, please? Mr. Perkis! Do you know this gentleman? He says he has some business with my cousin.
Yes, sir, Mr. Garnett. We've met before.
Nonetheless, I'm afraid that I must ask you to leave now.
Who sells your subjects other than Pretty?
Each hospital's got his main crew. He's ours.
Me, or only?
Once in a while, somebody will show up with a bargain.
What, someone you know?
Sometimes. Sometimes not.
So anyone can turn up with a subject and expect to get paid for it?
Yeah, in principle.
Would you care where they sourced it?
What are you getting at?
A competition for trade, resulting in murder.
We're medical men. If we saw something suspect, we'd be off down the beak and nowhere up.
Yeah, of course you would. When was the last time you bought from someone other than Pretty?
Funny you should ask.
Mrs. Boyer?
Good morning, gentlemen. Sir William has asked me to conduct this morning's lecture on the peripheral nervous system. Today, we have the rare opportunity of a junior subject, freshly deceased. I will therefore be taking this opportunity to conduct a display on the subject of bioelectricity, pioneering work of the Italian physician Luigi Galvani, with whom you are all undoubtedly familiar. I will now make an incision in the subject's right arm, allowing exposure of the right ulnar nerve just between the lower triceps and the bicep. Galvani's thesis was that electrical impulses are carried along the nerves by an independent system of fluids, invisible to the human eye. That this process can be seen to function in conjunction with artificially induced energy in the absence of other animate processes seems to suggest that it lies at the very foundation of what we now understand to be multicellular organic life. We now have the opportunity to observe it functioning at close quarters.
What's going on? For God's sake, somebody get these creatures out of here right now! Is this some sort of joke? Get out! What a bloody farmyard! Go on!
Who put you up to it?
A gentleman, sir.
Age?
About your own, sir.
Describe him.
Curls he had. Fairish hair. Tall.
Have you seen him before?
He came to the sheep mart this morning. Bought the beasts and gave us a shilling to do his bidding.
Could there be greater calumny? In times of old, criminals cut from the gallows were thought sufficient to furnish our anatomists' tables. But now it is to be any one of us, unlucky enough to find themselves unclaimed at death's door, in prison or the workhouse. That means you, poor school teacher, fallen ill or on hard times. You, poor grandmother, unable to pay your rent. You, poor weaver or farmer, out of penny because of rising taxes or falling duties. You, and you, and you. What further proof do you require that this government seeks to make poverty a crime and the afterlife a privilege of the wealthy? When we have 1,000 names, I will take this petition to the Home Secretary in person. Let him then tell us that he has the interests of the Christian people of England at heart. Now, who'll sign first? You, sir! Come! You, come! I'll sign! Come! I'll sign!
May I read?
If you can. Shorthand. I'm a reporter for the Chronicle. Short stories and novels too. Name's Boz. Didn't catch yours, though.
I didn't give it. We seem always to be running into each other, don't we?
Are you with the Herald?
I think you know very well who I am.
I do.
Try me.
You're a government agent.
Close enough.
I write with that hand.
No, you don't. I've been watching you. What were you doing at St. Bartholomew's yesterday?
I wanted to write about the lecture.
Why that one?
It was interesting.
Yeah, that's one way of describing it. How did you know to be there?
The same way that you did. I received a letter at the newspaper offices.
From whom?
Anonymous.
Say?
That there was to be a disruption, that it would make for an interesting news story.
Should you receive any more letters like that one, I would ask you to bring them to me before the events they predict come to pass.
And where may I find you?
Bow Street Magistrates. John Marlett.
You're a runner.
Well, exactly.
Speaking plainly, what's in it for me? Sources are sources, and a story's a story.
If you do, I may be able to give you a better story.
And if I don't?
I may break your thumb. Buzz, you say?
Remember the name.
All sins are forgiven here. No corruption.
I want to be with you again.
Patience. You will be.
God botherers? That's your thesis? That thing we saw came from hell, man, not the church.
And I'll follow it there, need be, sir. But Lady Harvey...
What of her?
She sought me out at my lodgings.
Lady of quality? Why?
To denounce your policy, she says.
You're not seriously suggesting that?
No, sir. But her escort at church, the man who spoke against you at Westminster...
Sir Bentley Warburton, a fellow parliamentarian?
And your opponent. Might he not have motive, therefore?
To make that thing?
If he's capable of paying men to disrupt anatomy classes, as I suspect, what else would he be willing to sponsor? He could have told her about me and asked her to call.
As a spy? What else did you talk about?
Mainly God, sir, and her brother, Lord Harvey.
What about him?
How his work is under threat by the Anatomy Act.
Does that not raise your suspicions even more?
Yes, sir, it does. I've been looking into him, and I intend to do so further. He runs a hospital of some kind in the East End.
A quackery, I hear.
First a knight, and now a peer of the realm.
An eccentric one, though, Sir Robert. Might he not fit the bill?
These are dangerous paths you're treading, Mr. Marlett.
You asked me to investigate, sir.
And the body snatchers, what of them?
I have them under surveillance too, sir. But I have to consider that they're working as instruments for someone else, a chain of supply.
Your conspiracies are multiplying, Mr. Marlett.
There's one more, sir.
Will I like it any better?
By my calculation, that thing we found floated downstream with the tides from Greenwich. A good 3 hours in the water.
And?
Well, if it was supposed to be found and interpreted as the work of the surgeons, that's leaving much to chance. Might not someone with sedition in mind take care their outrage be discovered, rather than simply letting it drift God knows where?
If that obscenity was not fashioned for our benefit, then what is the reason for it?
None. That I can fathom, sir.
How do you find a man without plan or motive?
But not without method. At least in this case, a rudiments of surgery.
Hardly conclusive.
No, sir, but it's a possibility.
Well, let's hope you can exclude it, then. For all our sakes. Sweet Thames runs softly, but not always of its own accord, eh?
Sir?
This city, Mr. Marlett, dragged kicking and screaming like a raucous infant towards a better future. One way or another. Do well by me, and you'll be assured of heart in it. Fail, and I promise I will deny all knowledge of you and your wild accusations.
Frankenstein, sir. I'm sorry it took so long. I had to go to 3 booksellers. May I ask why, sir? Am I to be remaindered then, sir?
What makes you think I'll be that kind? Pretty gave you something to remember him by. Now I'll do the same. Bentley Warburton, honourable member for Walthamstow, resides at the Albany, Piccadilly. I want to know his habits, where he goes, who he knows, who pays him house calls. Hey.
I ain't running.
What are you doing here?
I know who took her.
Thanks. Tell me about Alice.
Billy's got a regular crew. He feeds us, keeps us safe. In return, we bring him stuff. Sometimes other kids.
So you brought him Alice?
I saw her in the market. I liked her dress. I said I'd give her something for it. But she didn't want to give it up. Billy forced her. Next day, he took her away. I tried to save her, I swear. He says it was either me or her.
You were her for what?
I don't know, honest.
is she now?
With the others.
Where?
They just go.
Tomorrow we'll find you somewhere better to stay.
I feel safe with you.
My landlady might disagree. At Billy's? Did you ever see a little red-haired lad?
I don't think so. I know that picture.
You can sleep in the bedroom tonight. I'll stay in here.
St. Petersburg, December 11. You will rejoice to hear that no disaster has accompanied the commencement of an enterprise which you have regarded with such evil foreboding. Life and death appear to me ideal bounds, which I should first break through and pour a torrent of light into our dark. A new species would bless me as its creator and source, who shall conceive the horrors of my secret toil. As I dabbled among the unhallowed damps of the grave, or tortured the living animal to animate the lifeless clay.
Laura.
Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clement.
Alice. Who took you?
When will you pay me? Say the bells of Old Bay.
Alice. Alice, answer me.
When I grow rich, say the bells of Shoreditch.
Laura, sir. You must have been dreaming.
No. Not dreaming. Seeing things.
What things, sir?
Alice. I think I know what's become of her.
An investigation into the galvanic response of dead tissue by William Chester, Deefil, Christchurch. Name, please?
Sir William Chester.
Will the mercury help or hinder him? You can see episode 3 next Wednesday at 10 here on ITV Encore as the brand new Frankenstein Chronicles continues. Stay with us, as up next, he is forced to attend a dinner party, but it soon ends up being a whodidit event. Grant Chester is after the break.